What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about some major bullish catalysts for Tesla going into the future that don't have as much to do with the fundamentals, but actually with the overall market, including the Russian bonds market and what's going on with the SEC. And before I talk about any of these bullish catalysts and what you should be looking out for Monday, I do have to mention some very important things first. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the opportunity to win up to $200,000 as Moomoo is giving away 200 grand for the new year. So if you want that chance, guys, please check out the offer down below. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at Tesla, we're doing pretty darn well right now. Let's be real, guys. Even though there's this, crazy situation going on in Ukraine, even though, it's really horrible and it theoretically should have caused the market to tank really hard, so far we haven't seen that. And in my opinion, we did see a bit of a drop, but since then we've been running up and we've been doing pretty darn well. So here's the question: why on earth are we running the way we are? And I have many theories. I think there are actually many factors that play a role, but I have many theories as to why this is actually happening. I mean, if you look at what happened during the Friday closing, we had a buy signal from the super trend and we ended up rallying at the very end after we had that very big drop to like 700 flat, and we're doing pretty well. I'm going to be real, but let's just check out this right here. It is reported that the Russian market rout wipes $200 billion from stocks and bonds dive. So, to make this simple, guys, you have big businesses. These big businesses use money as collateral to buy stocks or short companies, and typically it's used as margin to short companies. So, part of that would be the Russian bond market. No, so, what's happening is we're seeing lots and lots of attacks, that are happening on Ukraine. It's not good, guys. It's very sad. And as a result, the US put these sanctions, right? These big sanctions on Russia. That means they're kind of making trade much harder for Russia. They're also de incentivizing investors to invest in Russia. So, what's happening is Russia's debt is getting higher and higher and higher, and margin requirements are getting stricter, not just in Russia, but all over the world, especially in the United States, because liquidity is drying up. So, what this means is you have a market maker, right? A big businessman. Imagine a billionaire, for example. What, or maybe not a billionaire, maybe $1 billion institution. That's a better example. So, what they're doing is they were investing money in Russian bonds, these Russian companies, and they were making lots of money off of it. So what's happening is the Russian money that they had in the bonds, it's becoming worthless. So they were using that money to pay off their debt. They're using that money to short companies, to do all sorts of things like that. And what's happening is the prime brokers, they're the people that they're demanding all this money from all the money that they borrowed. They're demanding all this money from these multi-billion-dollar institutions. So what's happening is they're having a hard time coming up with the money. So they need more and more money to do it. And they realize that, oh my goodness, we're not in a good position. The Russian bonds market is just tanking. So because that's tanking, lots of that money is going to be pumped into other companies because they have to meet these margin requirements. So instead of trying to short even harder, instead of just continuing to bring these prices down, they're known as the bears. They have bearish positions. They're losing the edge. We're seeing a lot more bullish volume. You guys can see it right over here. We're doing better. So my point is, and this is the way I see this market, I don't see us tanking much harder from where we are right now. I want to reiterate that. When I talk about not seeing the market crash, I'm trying to say that we already saw the big drop. And we're probably not going to see us drop much harder than where we dropped to before. Like we went as low as 700 flat, I believe, if you go back a couple of days. We went to like 700 flat. We opened way down there. Sorry, where is it? Where is it? Let me bring up the 3-month chart and just show you guys that. But down here, we went all the way down to 700 flat. Okay, we dropped really hard. I don't see us going lower than that, if I'm going to be honest with you. So what I think is happening is now we're having a war between those going short and those going long, but it's become a lot more aggressive. So the people that are shorting it, the bearish catalysts, are kind of losing some momentum. They could drive us down a little bit for a couple of weeks, but I don't see them doing much, guys. They're running out of ammo, and margin requirements are coming. Things are tighter. It's getting harder to short. As a result, those with bullish positions, these multi-billion dollar institutions, these trillions of dollars that are out there, they're going to come back. And I see Tesla seeing a good recovery. Once we see interest rate hikes and all that really priced in, I see a good recovery, guys. I think it's looking pretty darn good. And it started, one of the catalysts was this Russian market that's taking a big hit because all this liquidity, it doesn't just have to be hedged for, it has to be bought back. On top of that, we're seeing the SEC. The SEC is appearing to be a lot more strict now. Now, I don't have full trust in the SEC, nor does Elon Musk, but it seems like what's happening is we're seeing a lot of retail investors entering into the marketplace. And we are seeing some very suspicious things that were going on. I can't go into too much detail about that, but I will tell you one thing. I believe the SEC is starting to propose new rules, and they're being incentivized and pushed to really do their job and really look into the malpractices that may have been going on, especially from shorts. So it's not just me saying this. We also have this right here. I'm going to reiterate this and remind you guys about this tweet because it's huge. It's way bigger than people think. This person known as Dr. Jack said, "What if at Elon Musk, hashtag Tesla, has been baiting the SEC for years, building their case on the level or corruption, and now they have enough evidence to go public with it." Look at this. Elon Musk. Let's just ignore the other tweets. Elon Musk stated, "Building a case is exactly what I've been doing." And this is not just, a millionaire. This is not just a kid. This is not just a person with $100,000. This is, on paper, the most wealthy man reported in the world. Okay? He is building a case. And when he wants something done, it's going to get done. You guys have to remember that. He has the power, and he's going to fight for change. So why are changes important? Well, the SEC have the power, and they have the power to regulate these market makers, these institutions, these hedge funds. And they're doing this by proposing these rules that are going to make a lot more transparency in the market. For instance, one of them, I think the transparency regulations, they're already proposed. We're still waiting for them to pass. They're going to be huge because if these institutions are doing all sorts of trickery in the back end, instead of them being able to just report it every quarter or every once in a while and hide things, they're going to have less time to hide anything because there's a proposition that they may have to start reporting things every month, every week, every day. Think about that. How are you going to hide the things you're doing if you have to do it every single day? It's going to be next to impossible for them to hide anything because we have a T+3 settlement system. And there are also going to be changes in that coming up in the next upcoming, I would say, many months, maybe a year or so from now. But you get my point, guys. So it's becoming harder for shorts. It's becoming harder to manipulate if these things start passing, but it's more likely that they will pass thanks to Elon Musk working on a case. On top of that, the Russian bond market, the same thing's happening in China, or at least something very similar. It may not be as severe in China as many people made it seem, the Evergrande situation, but it still is something, right? So the bonds market, these bonds are losing value. And as they lose value, that money was used as collateral to short these companies to do all sorts of things. So it's like I said, guys, this is going to become the market, in my opinion, the market for the bulls, the market for people going long. It's becoming tougher, tighter, and harder for shorts. So people bringing prices down, it's becoming tougher, if I'm going to be real. So going into Monday, I mean, I don't truly want to make any perfect predictions, but I do want to tell you right now we're still seeing this buy signal. So we should continue. It really depends. Excuse me. It really depends on how the market responds to what's going on in Ukraine. If something really bad happens, we could see some red, but as of right now, I haven't seen that yet. So we could continue with the green, guys. We could see Tesla in the 820s relatively soon. But anyways, guys, I'm still very bullish and I'm very excited for what the future holds. I hope each and every one of you have a fantastic rest of the day. And it's looking good. For the short term, like I said in my previous video, expect perhaps some sideways action, maybe a little bit of red for just a few weeks. But then eventually, I see a bullish cycle coming back. When the market is fearful, you need to be greedy. That's what I have for this one. Thank you all for listening. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Tesla to the moon, and peace out.